In the 13th century, the Mongols created the largest land empire the world had ever seen. But other than that fact, I really didn't know much about the Mongolian Empire created by Genghis Khan. Well, a few days ago, I was partaking in a certain activity that makes your eyes a little bit more red than normal, while watching some great history videos here on YouTube, and I was blown away by how interesting the whole thing was. I am in no way a history channel, so I will not be going into all the ways the Mongols of the 1200s were able to accomplish this. But what I will be trying to do is recreate this great empire in the game Crusader Kings 3, which I hope will be just as fun. Alright, so like I said, we are going to be recreating the Mongol Empire, but not only are we just going to be taking the borders so that we look like the Mongol Empire, but actually in Crusader Kings 3, there's a decision that you can do, which I will put up on the screen, that actually gives you a huge amount of troops and gives something to your character to signify that you are the Great Khan. That's what we're going to be going for, but in order to do this, we actually have to have two things. We have to be part of this Tengri faith, which is a steppe faith, and we have to be part of the Mongol culture. And right now, as you can see here, there are a couple of people who are part of the Mongol culture, but these guys are vassals of a king who has a different religion than them, and that's going to make it a little bit harder for them to succeed. And then these guys down here are both Tengri and Mongol, but you can see they're actually squished in between three giant kingdoms, which is not what you want. And I have played this a few times before. What happened to me was I tried taking some land from these weak guys near me, but I always ended up just getting invaded by these huge kingdoms, and there was really nothing I could do to stop it. So for this game, my plan is to take land all from these guys up here in the north, and then eventually just give this land up when they declare war for it. And then I'll have a bunch of land here where I can become the Great Khan and consolidate my power, and then I'll be able to invade these big kingdoms after that. And if you guys are excited for this video, feel free to spank that subscribe button just like Genghis Khan spanked half of the known world. So I'm just gonna get started here as these guys, and you can see since we are a tribal government, we can already declare wars on guys who are all the way up here in the north. So the first thing that I'm going to do, however, is actually just get some men at arms, and I think I'll pick up some onagers. We'll just pick up some pikemen to start, because they'll be good in the mountains, and this region is pretty mountainous. And then maybe right after I'll get some of these horse archers, which are the unique units for this culture, and they are actually very powerful, but they are expensive. So the first thing I'm going to do is go down the martial tree, because we're going to be going to a lot of wars. And I want an older wife just because I don't want to have too many kids. 26. I feel like this is a good option for me. I think what I will do is just declare war against these really weak guys up here. They only have 300 dudes. I'm just doing that because I know they'll eventually get taken over by somebody else, so I might as well be the one to do it. Alright, so we just hit 100% war score. So now it is our land. Our dudes here are just going to be getting decimated this entire game pretty much, because they like to die when we go to war. So these decisions here on the side are going to be very helpful for us, because that's like an easy way we can convert our gold into prestige, and we're going to be needing a lot of prestige to declare war with people, but also to increase our military size, because we will be tribal for this whole game. Following in the true Mongol fashion. Okay. These martial perks are going to be incredibly important because all of these bonuses give me a huge advantage in war. So I'm going to be trying to get those as quickly as possible. Alright, so this is just a little update for you guys. You can see our land is looking kind of wacky. It's kind of like a little S or something. We've been in a lot of wars. It's been pretty shitty actually. Like every time I take a piece of land, somebody else declares war like right before I take it, so then I have to fight a defensive war the second afterwards.
This just in.
Our player has become a drunkard, but I don't mind that because it keeps our stress level down.
This is the DJ booth! The bar's over there!
So I've really just been trying to get a duchy, but it's been tough because everybody has alliances. I'm currently in a defensive war for this land here, but this guy's getting taken over by somebody else, so yeah. So I think for duchy wise, I'm gonna try to take this land here. Alright, so luckily for me, these guys here have got themselves in a little war up here, and they seem to be losing, which is lovely for me because now I can go in and declare war on them. And we also just hit the illustrious. Okay, it looks like we just got a war declared on us too. See, this is what I'm saying. This game has been absolutely insane. The Mongols are just going completely wild. Big win there. That's crazy. This is why I love this game. So I got this dwarf lunatic eunuch knight now, who's fighting for 18 prowess. So that's like pretty strong. He's a legendary blade master. This guy is just hilarious. He must be such a character. And he just challenged me to a duel here, and I think I'm gonna have to do it. That's pretty hilarious. There's only a 17% chance that we win, and I'm gonna gain a bunch of stress because I'm a craven. But I mean, I think I have to, just for the meme ability.
Mercy is the mark of a great man. Oh! Guess I'm just a good man.
Oh man, that's hilarious. So of course he beats me. But I do get some martial ability. So we finished this war, enforced demands, perfect. We can now create this title, which only costs 125 gold, and we have tons of gold right now. And it gives us 300 prestige. Look at that. So we're a mighty chieftain now. We got a new hat. A lovely hat. To match our wife's lovely hat. Look at that. Yeah, so now we'll be gaining a little bit of prestige, I think, for being a duke. And our land turns this lovely light shade of blue now. So I think we should also have the decision available to us. Yeah, so become the greatest of the Khans. And yeah, so in here you get to see also what it gives you. So I just want to show you guys how good some of these martial bonuses can be. So I have this one which gives my light cavalry and heavy cavalry a big bonus to damage and toughness. And this one does the same for my infantry and spearmen. And you can see here, even though this army here is bigger than me, I will should get a win here. Even though it's on open ground, so the defensive bonus isn't that high. So this going down this route when you know you're going to be a big warrior is like super good. So we're just winning tons of wars, which is skyrocketing our prestige and income. I feel like maybe I won't be able to unite the Mongols as my player right now, but I think as my heir, I really should be able to do it. Like, he looks like he's going to be perfect for taking over the whole world. So here I was minding my own business, and then boom, I get declared war on by 3,000 dudes. So what I did is I had a couple daughters lying around, and I just married them off. One to these guys here, who have a big army, and the other one's to this huge Kumania over here. So I have some big allies now. Unfortunately, Kumania I think is in his own war that he's probably locked up in, but these guys here, they're only involved in my war to defend my land, so I should be able to hold these guys off now. So those guys are a huge help, actually. I'm really glad. So yeah, I always like doing it alone without allies, because I find allies are always annoying, inviting you to constant wars, but they are super useful. So you should always try to have a couple daughters ready to ship off to your neighbors. Alright, so here's my perfect son, and wow, he got the level 3 trait here. Oh, he's gonna be so fun to play as. I absolutely cannot wait. This is an important thing you guys can do. You can actually manage all of your knights. And where is he? So I'm going to forbid this guy from being in the army because I do not want him dying. So I've been thinking of kind of the best way to complete this decision here. Because I think if I do it with my player now, I lose these men after I die. I'm not sure, but I think that's how it works. And he's pretty old already, so I think I would be able to do this, but it would be kind of tough. So I think the play I'm going to do is I'm going to have to do it with my son, but the problem is he only has 200 prestige and he's going to need to get to Exalted Amongst Men, and we want him to get to this as early as possible in his lifetime. So what I'm going to do is grant him some land so that he can start earning prestige, and hopefully by the time I get to play as him, I can get to this last tier of fame a little bit earlier. And then I'll be able to get all these men when he's relatively young, and then I'll be able to take over the whole world. These guys are trying to subjugate me now, and they've got about 6,000 dudes coming for me. And we definitely don't want that to happen.
No, God!
So we called in our allies, we called in the Kamania boys, and this whole war, I think, will depend on this battle right here. It's pretty crazy, it's gonna be pretty crazy. These guys gotta come in here for sure. We should have an advantage because it's our land. And we got a big stack coming in, hopefully this can save us. Oh yeah, come on, get in there. Get in there, please get in there. Please, please get in the fucking battle. Oh my god. Talk about last second, man, that's crazy. So that's a huge battle right there. Absolutely massive. 400 kills, man. This should be a pretty big win here too. Boom, another big battle. That one is gonna help a lot. There's only 3,000, 4,000 of them now.
A few moments later.
Oh, perfect. So just like that, we fought off that subjugation attempt, which is actually very nice. Ransom these guys. We almost have 1,000 gold, which is crazy. We are about to finish our first war here for a whole duchy, which is actually lovely because we get all 3 of these lands at once, which is perfect for us because that'll really help speed us up to get us to 25 counties, which is what we need. And I think we'll just be able to steamroll some of these dudes around us, like this guy here, this guy here too. They're all pretty weak at this point. I'm so happy to finally kill these guys. They've been causing me so many problems all game, just declaring wars at me. This is just gonna be lovely. So we have a problem. We're getting up there in age, and as of right now, on succession, our glorious land will split directly in the middle, with half of it going to one of our sons and the other half going to the other. The problem is when you're a duchy level realm, when it splits off into another duchy realm, he'll be an independent area, and we don't want that. We want him to be our vassal. So what we need to do is to become a kingdom for that to happen. And to become a kingdom, we need to at least have 3 duchies. Our plan is to go to war with this guy down here for this duchy, and then we'll own 3 duchies. We can create a kingdom, and we won't lose half of our realm on succession. So now we own this duchy, and since we have 3 duchies, we have the decision to found a new kingdom available to us, and we have everything we need. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that, and we can become a mighty Khan. But we are not the greatest of the Khans, but we are at 19 out of 25, so we are very close to doing that. I think that's actually where I'm going to end this episode for today. We are looking pretty good. In the next episode, we're going to have to focus on transferring the power from our king here to our heir, who somehow managed to get the freaking lover's pox. And then when we're him, we'll focus on getting 25 regions, becoming the greatest Khan, and then invading the whole world with our massive, massive army. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys for watching.